In this video, I'll walk you through the hybrid AI technology of Bud AI Foundry and show you how it enables enterprises to run agentic AI at frontier-level accuracy while cutting the cost of it by more than 88%. Agentic AI is remarkable, but it is also expensive to run. Some enterprises have even reported spending more on agentic AI than on the human workforce it replaced. This comes down to the way an agent works because it does not make a single call. Instead, it runs in a loop, calling the model again and again as it reasons, plans, and acts, and a single task can consume hundreds of thousands of tokens. For always-on agents, that loop never really stops. So when you run all of that on a frontier model, the bill climbs fast. A modest internal rollout already runs into the hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and at enterprise scale, it runs into the millions. In fact, many teams spend their entire AI budget in the very first month. Bud AI Foundry solves this with our hybrid AI technology, and the insight behind it is simple. Most requests do not need a frontier model, so Bud routes each one to the model that can actually handle it. An open weight model running on your own hardware takes the bulk of the work, while a frontier model is held back for only the hardest requests. The two have opposite economics, and that is where the saving comes from. A cloud API bills you for every token, and it never stops, whereas your own hardware is paid for just once, and after that, each additional call is almost free. So when the bulk of the work moves onto your own hardware, the cost of that work falls towards zero. The open model handles more than 90% of requests at frontier-level accuracy, and only the small remainder ever reaches the frontier model, which means you cut your costs by more than 88% at the same accuracy with better performance and reliability. And the capability you give up is small because for the bulk of enterprise work, like retrieval, extraction, summarization, and routine agentic flows, the open model is more than sufficient. The frontier edge only matters for the hardest tail, and that is exactly where Bud sends it. Bud takes this further with ART, our Agentic Reinforcement Training loop. Whenever the open model fails at a problem, ART teaches it so that with every interaction, the model learns to handle the cases it once had to pass up. The smaller model steadily takes on more of the work, and so your cost keeps falling, while your accuracy stays exactly where it is. And you are not limited to just two models, because below the open model, you can add a smaller one that absorbs much of the remaining work and learns in exactly the same way. Each tier solves what it can and passes only the rest upward, so the cost per call drops at every step. Bud manages all of this automatically, routing each query to the right model, teaching the smaller models from their own failures, orchestrating between the cloud and your own hardware, and scaling the whole system up and down as your traffic changes. It can also spread the work across cloud, data center, client, and edge, so that each piece runs at the level that suits it, close to your data, and on hardware you control. And the gains run well beyond cost because a fixed annual bill now replaces a volatile one, and you keep full control with no rate limits and no risk of a vendor changing or retiring the model beneath a live deployment. For regulated work, sending data to a third-party API is often not permitted at all, so running on your own hardware becomes the only compliant path. And in that case, the compliant choice is also the cheaper one. And you set that boundary yourself, workload by workload. Taken together, this inverts the very problem we began with, because usage once drove your bill up, and now it drives it down. Every new user and every new interaction makes the whole system cheaper and better, while your accuracy and your control stay firmly with you. And that is how Bud finally makes Wright's Law work for enterprise AI, so the more you produce, the cheaper each unit becomes. You get frontier-level capability, without frontier-level cost, and without ever giving up control of your data. So get in touch with our team to schedule a demo and see how Bud AI Foundry can help you build AI that gets cheaper and better the more you use it.